I just want to say the ride has been great. I wouldn't have been able to get here without you guys helping grow our community here on YouTube, in our Discord, and just on our live streams. It's super dope to watch everybody come out and want to play against us or play with us. It's just been such a great experience, and I owe it all to you guys. So thank you guys so much. Hey, what's up YouTube? You already know it's AllCity Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we finally hit Legend, man. I gotta tell you, it's been one hell of a ride. If you guys want to join us on our Legend celebration stream, please come through to our YouTube channel here at AllCity Live TV. We would love to have you. Not only that, you can send me a friend request if you're out there. I'm gonna make up some room on my friend list so that you guys can send your friend requests and join us in the park as we hit Legend tonight at 6 p.m. right here on YouTube at AllCity Live TV. So I just want to kind of keep it a buck with you guys. I wanted to share my experience, my grind toward Legend, all the goods, the bads, the pros, the cons, tell you guys how I felt overall about my 2K20 journey, because it's been a lot of ups and downs, man. I gotta tell you, if you guys don't remember, in the beginning of the year, NBA 2K20 was considered one of the worst releases in 2K history. On Metacritic, it had a lower score than NBA 2K18. And if you guys are veterans of the 2K franchise, you guys know how bad the experience was on 2K18. So I gotta say, for me, overall, it's been a good experience. Overall, I want to say I've had a lot of fun times. There was a lot of frustrations, man. We're not going to deny all of the frustrations that I had with blue screens and not being able to join your friends, or events up until this day still being posted to, like, they're set at one time. Just yesterday we had the event for Dunkfest set at 12 p.m. and it actually started at like 2:30. Not to mention, one of the best events in 2K20, Puma Mania, just disappeared with no word or information about why the favorite event of the 2K community just up and disappeared. It's kind of odd, but you know, that's our relationship between the 2K community and the devs and what's going on with 2K. They don't really keep a close relationship with us, and that's part of the frustrations that I've experienced with 2K20 as well, from the limited amount of information in the patch notes, things like that. It's just it makes your journey a little bit more difficult. You never knew, like for me, I never knew what I was gonna get. Even when I created a player, you try to create a player that could get you the maximum amount of rep potential, you know what I mean? So I spent a good amount of time in the beginning of the year with a two-way slashing playmaker, and I didn't necessarily play for rep, man. That's what was after I learned about the rep grind, because I was just out there feeling like I wanted to learn the game. And even up until this day, we're hitting Legend today, and I gotta tell you guys, man, I still feel like I'm learning every day. And I think, you know, I really don't want to blame 2K or come across as if I'm as if I dislike playing 2K, but it just seems like 2K constantly kept me on my toes all year round. I felt like I never could really get a full grasp and understanding of what I was experiencing out there, or what I was going to see on 2K. And that's still up until this day. You're talking about we're about to hit Legend, and I still can't feel like I know what's happening or what's gonna happen in a particular game or in a particular matchup against a particular opponent. Like, I should be able to know these things. If I'm a Legend and I got a ton of badges, you know what I mean? Or if I'm just a regular player, I got a ton of badges, ton of experience, and my attributes are maxed out. When I go against a 60 overall, I should know exactly what's going to happen. A 60 overall should not come out here, and it shouldn't be guesswork out there. And unfortunately, that's been my experience with 2K20. It's all been a lot of guesswork. There was never a point where I felt completely dominant out there. Even though I would max out my attributes, max out my badges, I still felt, and not only that, play with Gatorade and Boost, I still felt like I was always at the mercy of 2K and whatever they did with their sliders on any particular day. And it's unfortunate that we can't be honest about this, because it's, you know, when you when you play the game as much as I do, day in, day out. And I gotta tell you guys also, first of all, shout out to the AllCity community, the family. We out here, we've grown tremendously here on YouTube, and it's been an absolutely great ride. But I gotta tell you guys, when I'm out here every single day playing the game, it's very easy to notice when something's been adjusted within the game. One day or 1 week, you're completely catching alley-oops, finishing well, and next day you're not finishing so well. One day you're shooting great, and there may be an event, and now your latency is super high, so now you can't shoot the ball for, you know, a day or two or whatnot whenever these events are going on and you're experiencing super high latency. I gotta tell you, man, it's just been a roller coaster ride on NBA 2K20 grinding to legend. And I also, as you guys know, if you're new to the channel here at AllCity Live TV, you probably don't know that we have documented probably like 99% of my grind to legend on Livestream. I would not play this game unless I was live streaming with our community. So it's a difference. And I gotta tell you guys also my experience with playing with your community. When you're out there, it's like bittersweet, because you play with your community, but your community is out to stop your rep. So like, and it's because I like playing casual competitive, and our community, they watch our stream and they see what we're doing, and then they come on out. So let's say we're focusing on alley-oops, our community will come on out and challenge alley-oops. So you know, I just want to say that it was a little bit more difficult for me to grind as opposed to some other legends out there who may go offline to play, so that there's never like someone out there just stopping their rep grind. We've had that consistently throughout our grind to legend, and I love it. I gotta say, I really enjoyed our community coming out to play with us. It's how we've grown so quickly. It's how we stay connected and build a loyal player base within our community. A loyal amount of players have joined our Discord, and they helping Discord grow tremendously as well. I think we're pulling up on like 1,800 players within our Discord, which is super amazing. And it wouldn't have been able to be done without like me just open and willing to play with a lot of different people and play against our community when they come on out, not going offline, always staying accessible, things like that. And you know, a large portion of my grind has to do with my community, because otherwise I would have been waiting to play games. But my community, our community, I should say, I hate saying the word mine, but our community has always come out to support us, give us games, and I don't mean just hand us games. I mean come out to play against us, because you guys all know that as soon as an Elite 3 comes around in the vicinity of any court, everybody disperses as if there's COVID in 2K20. That's how it feels. But shout out to our community for always coming out and giving us a great challenge, and I really appreciate that. As upsetting as it is sometimes when you're like so focused on your grind and you want to kind of get that rep up, because I gotta tell you, man, this grind is exhausting. I'm really tired physically and mentally. I'm a little exhausted, and I gotta say, if it wasn't for our community, this rep grind would have been even longer. So it's like bittersweet to have like a community that you play with and play against, because sometimes they can't stop your grind, but then again, the other side to that is you probably wouldn't have gotten games to increase that grind as well otherwise, if you didn't have a good loyal player base to come out and play against you guys. So that's something to keep in mind as well. It's something to jot down. These events, man, like, you know, what are some of the best events that I've played? I love Treasure Hunters. I love Puma Mania. Core Conqueror could go sit down somewhere. What was the other one? Oh, the worst one, Big Top, was terrible this year in my experience. It's unfortunate that they made Big Top take up the whole park and they didn't allow all of the courts to have double rep. but there was some great rep up opportunities like the rec center double rep, which was super dope. I didn't get to take full advantage of 92 and under this year, which a lot of people were doing. I think I played maybe 1 or 2 days of 90. I don't have players to play 92 under, and I ran 92 under rec with like a 2-way finisher, which wasn't a high amount of rep. Our team was focused around me gaining rep, and I mean, I there was one game I had a triple double, and I went crazy that game, and still I got like 36,000 reps. So I didn't get to take full advantage of double rep rec, although we tried our best to kind of get into games that maybe weren't as highly competitive. It just seemed like whenever I was on the court, shout out to Travion, because Travion says this, whenever I play with you, we get nothing but sweats, man, because it's true. Every time I would get on and I'm trying to grind rep, it seemed like we was getting sweats out there to play against it. All highly defensive teams, and I wouldn't be able to get my rep up in a 92 under rec or just even a regular rec game. I got like a 81 win percentage in the rec center. I got a 76 win percentage in the park. In the rec, I got about 500, close to 600 games played. And in the park, I got over 6,000 games played with a 76 win percentage. So this has been my experience on 2K. It's been a tough grind, but I gotta say I enjoyed it. Overall, my experience playing 2K20, especially knowing that the grind is coming to an end tonight by hitting legend, I gotta say overall it's been a great and enjoyable experience, especially building a community. But I really enjoyed like building new players and attempting to learn the game and at least get better from my experience in the beginning of the year. Like I had a glass lock in the beginning of the year, and the glass lock wasn't necessarily ideal for what 2K20 ended up becoming after all of these patches. So it was rendered completely useless, and I had to move to the 2-way. But then when we started considering the 2-way slashing playmaker, and for a lot of people, the 2-way slashing playmaker is a complete rep up build, but I'm not highly skilled. Aside from finishing, which I really do well, like you can see him going crazy right now in the background. Aside from finishing, when it came to shooting on my 2-way slashing playmaker, I had a hell of a difficult time, and I created a ton of content about, learning how to shoot with the player. I couldn't take my player to the perimeter throughout the year, so that's where I struggled with shooting on my 2-way slashing playmaker. So I ended up creating a slashing playmaker, and I have a lot more shooting ability on that slashing playmaker, as he has higher shooting attributes and way more shooting badges. So it makes me somewhat of a shooting threat, and I've come to like learning from Travion, one of the best shooters. Learning from him helped me become like a lot better shooter out there, and I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm still learning every day. Some of the builds that I've made was a paint beast. Shout out to Pacers Gaming, because the paint beast was really enjoyable in the park. Although I couldn't take him in the rec center, he had like 25 defensive badges, high block attributes and rebounding attributes. But for some reason, when I took my paint beast into the rec center, it was a no-go. I would get such a limited amount of rebounds, which was really concerning to me, and I couldn't use that build in the rec center. But in the park, I had a ton of fun with that paint beast. Then I created the Laker fan finisher build, which also a ton of fun to play with. Limited on shooting, can't really shoot, no shooting badges, but the screens and the pick and rolls and the alley-oops, went crazy, man. I had fun with him. But as always, I don't know if this is the experience for you guys, but as always, my experience with 2K is as I get a build up and I increase it, it seems like for some strange reason, my build my experience with the build is more limited than from the beginning or while I was grinding that build, which shouldn't be the case. When I max out my attributes and my badges, I should see more potential in my build, and now it should become like something to just learn animations and find better opportunities to utilize the assets of that particular player build. But that hasn't been my experience. I gotta say, probably the most fun build that I play on now currently is my finisher build and my slashing playmaker build. and we're about to hit Legend tonight, so both of those builds are going to be extremely dominant with a high amount of badges in almost every category, which is super dope, and I can't wait to play. A lot of people asking me on Livestream, because I've been live streaming daily on this grind to Legend, so they're asking me what builds do I think I will make when I hit Legend. And I gotta say, man, the grind, like player, like when you create a new player and grinding out the badges, it's a bit strenuous, and I don't even know if I want to get back into grinding out player builds. I'm more so creating ideas in my mind for the next release of 2K. I am highly interested in the build, the shot creator, the playmaking shot creating center at 6'9". If you guys haven't heard about that, you can check out Chalk's video. Chalk, the first legend, he has a video on how to make that build, which is super dope. I am considering something like that, or a glass cleaning slasher. You know, they have the glass cleaning finisher, but I'm interested in the glass cleaning slasher. These are some builds that I'm interested in, but I'm really not interested in grinding these builds out again. Grinding new builds out. I may just create new builds and see what's out there when you have the additional 10 badges per category, but I don't see myself like going out there to grind the builds. I have a really interesting sharpshooter build. The build is labeled sharpshooter, but he has like 18 defensive badges, which after I hit Legend, he'll have now like 28 defensive badges. And you know, when you go up against a sharpshooter, you're thinking you're gonna dominate. Well, this build is pretty much, I was trying to create a perimeter lock, and I ended up with a sharpshooter build. It was labeled the sharpshooter, which I thought was pretty dope, because, and he had playmaking takeover, which is super dope as well. So it was like a highly deceiving build. I thought that build was interesting. I might consider giving that build some more runs. But aside from that, fellas, man, ladies and gentlemen, actually, I just want to say the ride has been great. I wouldn't have been able to get here without you guys helping grow our community here on YouTube and our Discord and just on our live streams. It's super dope to watch everybody come out and want to play against us or play with us. It's just been such a great experience, and I owe it all to you guys. So thank you guys so much. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we're going to have a ton of NBA 2K20 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video.